What is going on, guys? Greggles TV. These are the JLAB earbuds, specifically the JBUDS Air Pros. Now, previously last year, I reviewed their $20 earbuds, which are called the JLAB Go Air Pops. And again, 20 bucks. And I was actually blown away by how good they sounded. They didn't feel like super good quality, but they sounded really good. And these ones go for 59 bucks. And these are the Pro version of the Air Pros. And I'll be curious to see how these sound. So what we're gonna do is an unboxing. I'll give you my impressions. And if you wanna pick them up, it is linked in the description down below. Without further ado, let's get to the unboxing. So on the back of the Airbox, you're gonna see some of the features: up to 36 hours of playtime via Bluetooth, connect to multiple devices with Bluetooth multipoint. It also has the Be Aware mode for safe listening, which means it's gonna be able to hear what's going on around you. Everyday proof usage of IP55, dual connect either earbud, and then lastly, you get wear detect sensors inside. First thing you get is this how-to guide, walks you through how to use them, how to set them up, and all of that. You do get 2 additional size earbud tips. So for me, I will be putting the largest on these because generally the largest give the best sound. Lastly, we have the earbud case themselves. And one of the finest, best things I like about JLABs is they build the USB cable directly into the case. Now, you won't be able to wirelessly charge this case, but I don't really do that all that much. And I love the ability to have USB in here. Now, it does come with it's just a regular USB. So if you have a newer charger from one of like Samsung or Apple, you might have USB-C. So you're gonna have to deal with probably using an older charger or buying a charger that's strictly USB, or buy some kind of adapter to put on here if that even works. And then when you're done with it, just snap it right back in. It goes right back into the case. You get JLAB branding right here. And then when you open it up, you get the buds. So what we're gonna do, like I said, is I'm gonna get these set up next. So let's do that. Real quick, if you do wanna pair these up, here's some screenshots from the manual that walk you through how to pair them up. So it should be pretty easy, but let's just jump into that next. So the first thing it's telling me to do is take out the earbuds, and they have little stickers on them. It's saying to remove those stickers. Place the earbuds back into the case and then close it, it says, and then we should be able to Bluetooth pair. All right, guys, so I've been using these for a while now, and I wanna give you my opinion on them, what I think about them, what I like, what I don't like about them. So they're 59 bucks, like I mentioned. Now, don't expect something super high quality in terms of the look and feel of these. This is the case right here. You're gonna get good battery life, up to 36 hours with the buds and the cases. That's with transparency mode off. Now, also keep in mind that these buds, they do feel better quality than the $20 ones that I tried a few months back from JLABs. But the thing is, they're pretty big. Like when you put these in your ear, like I'm not even talking so much the tip of the bud, I'm talking about like around it where everything's housed, all the technology is housed in there. It's pretty big and a little uncomfortable to actually get it into your ear. Once it's in your ear, it's fine. These all are not the most comfortable buds. They're not the least comfortable. Again, I kind of say this a lot, but they're kind of somewhere in the middle. I'm not blown away either way on that end of it. But you know, in terms of usage also with the case, what's cool about it is this. I love that it has USB cable. Would I have liked to have USB-C? Yes, because most of the stuff I have personally is USB-C. I know why they chose this. They mentioned that, you know, that a lot of devices are still regular USB. You go on an airplane, it's USB. Or you go to a coffee shop or something, it's still USB if you're gonna plug something in. So that's why it's like that, which it makes sense. But ultimately I would have much rather had USB-C at the end of this, but it's still really cool that I don't have to ever look for a cable. It's always just built right in. Next are the controls. Now the controls, don't get me wrong, they're very easy to use. The problem is remembering how everything works basically, because each earbud basically does something kind of different. So you can control, you know, the outside noise, so you can hear the outside noise on the, I believe it's the right, and then on the left, that does something when you press that 3 times. So you have to kind of remember what does what. Again, very easy to control. Everything's very responsive. Everything works really well. It's just the act of remembering it. That's what I would be my one little gripe about it. I know somebody's gonna ask it, so I'll just answer it here. If you wanna use these just one bud at a time, you totally can. No issue with that. So if you wanna listen to your music or talk on the phone with just one bud in, it works. Next, let's talk about sound. How do these sound overall? Well, volume is pretty good. Like, I'd give volume, it really competes with some of the other earbuds on the market in terms of, like, I'll say the Galaxy Buds Pro, which go, I think, retail for like 180, or you can get them for less than that usually, but retail, I believe, is like 170, 180 on those, and these are literally like 60 bucks. So volume, again, competes pretty well with something like that. The overall quality of the sound, they have a few different modes of sound on here, music and movie. Then they also have some presets that you can use. I like the JLAB sound the best. I thought that sounded the most dynamic. It just sounded, the volume was good. Like, everything about that was good. It was better than the bass boost and better than the balance, at least to my ears. I thought they sounded the best with that. Now, in terms of like, how do these just sound overall? Like, it's give and takes, because if I just gave you these and you listen to music, I think you'd be happy. I think you would like it. You would be satisfied. But I use my Galaxy Buds Pro every single day, so I can really hear a difference between those buds, and these buds just don't really compete with something like that. The Buds Pro are just so much better sounding to my ears versus these ones. And again, you're paying basically a third of the cost with these buds. And when you get it down to that, are they worth it at that price? Yeah, I think for 60 bucks, they're pretty good. I personally wish they sounded better. I want more bass. I did say they have good volume, but I still would want better volume in certain areas of it, if that makes sense. And then just the overall quality of the sound, definitely I would want that to be better as well. Be aware mode, or transparency mode, whatever you want to call it, which gives you the ability to kind of hear what's going on around you. I'll be super honest, I barely noticed the difference between it being on and being off. When it's on, and this is just being kind of generous, maybe a 10 to 15% increase of hearing what's going on around me. It's nothing as noticeable if you put on the higher end buds like Galaxy Buds Pro or Apple AirPods Pro. It's not that big a difference, but you know, it's cool that it has it. If I were you, I would keep it off and get the better battery life, because at the end of the day, I honestly didn't notice much of a difference. Phone calls, now I could definitely hear, and they could hear me perfectly fine. The quality of the call, you know, I was doing HD calling, so those calls are generally pretty clear. And talking through these just gave the effect of like, it felt like I was talking, it sounded like I was talking on the phone, if that makes any sense. If you kind of notice, if you know that effect that sometimes a song or a recording will put it on, it sounds like that. It's not muffled, it just kind of sounds like you're on a phone call. It didn't sound super clear like some of the other buds I've tried, even when I'm on an HD call. And then obviously you can connect these to multiple devices at the same time. You can use these pretty easily with a lot of features built into them, like in terms of using the buds. I love that the case has the USB charging cable in here and good amount of battery life on the buds and on the case. And at 60 bucks, if you're on that price range, I'd say, yeah, definitely keep these in mind for something that you'd personally want to buy. But at the end of the day, it's really, really tough for me going from these high-end buds to something like this to really want to use these on a day-to-day basis. So if you want to pick them up, they're linked down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.